Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and it finally happened. They broke their silence, and at long last, Black Ops 7 has been officially revealed. Now, what you're watching here is going to be the end of the trailer, which shows some quick cuts and snippets of gameplay, and they obviously want that to be the focus of this video. The rest of the trailer isn't too bad either, but it focuses on the story and the campaign side of Black Ops 7, and it turns out that the leaks were true. The official description of the trailer from Treyarch is, "The year is 2035, and the world is on the brink of chaos, ravaged by violent conflict and psychological warfare following the events of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 6. Wielding cutting-edge technology, the Black Ops team led by David Mason must fight back against a manipulative enemy who weaponizes fear above all else." So there you guys have it. We do finally have our Black Ops 2 sequel game, and the trailer really does give off those old school Black Ops vibes that a lot of us grew up with. The biggest thing, of course, would be the gameplay teasers at the end, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Just recently, leaks came out claiming that the game would be expanding upon Omni movement from Black Ops 6, and by expanding upon, I mean they're literally planning on adding wall running and double jumping. These features have already been added to the Call of Duty HQ files, which is why fans were able to see them and show them off online, though interestingly enough, we don't see any sign of advanced movement within this trailer. I suppose it's possible they cut it at the last second due to all the community backlash. Maybe that's the reason why the trailer took so long to come out in the first place, or perhaps they plan to reveal the movement at a later date, possibly during the full multiplayer reveal. But regardless, let's slow things down and take a look at everything that we saw within the trailer. So first things first, here we see a VTOL rising into the sky in a wooded and mountainous area. Honestly, nothing too crazy here, but next we see what seems to be some form of fractured reality. I doubt this would be part of the multiplayer, but you never really know. Here we see part of the countryside floating up in the sky and giant machetes being thrown at the earth, which makes the earth bleed for some reason. I feel like this is going to be part of a loading screen for a certain mission or something like that. Next up here, we see a very dark and creepy prison, which really could be anything, but here is where the interesting stuff starts. So here we see 4 soldiers wingsuiting, not parachuting, down towards a map. I think it's pretty clear that here they are teasing Warzone, because of course Warzone gets teased before multiplayer, but the map is very clearly the Avalon Warzone map that was cut from Black Ops 6, and you have 4 players, which indicates squads, and they have wingsuits instead of parachutes, which is very akin to Blackout. I'm personally all for wingsuits returning. They gave a lot more control and agency to the player. I always thought wingsuits in Blackout were way better than parachutes in Warzone, so if that is their plan to bring back the wingsuits because we're going to be set in 2035 and it's going to be Black Ops vibes and everything like that, then I'm all for that, because that definitely seems like an improvement. Next up here, we see an aircraft moving towards this facility, which also appears to be on the Avalon Warzone map. I took quite a long time looking at this building here because we had heard via leaks that the Black Ops 2 multiplayer maps were going to be remastered for this game, with some of them having a futuristic Japanese theme, and this appears to be that, but the building here really doesn't ring any bells for me personally. I'm sure there's some significance to this shot right here, but it's completely lost on me. It's not a map that I recognize personally, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think down there in the comments. Next up here, we see our first look at multiplayer. Here we see the soldier who has a cloaking device making him mostly invisible as he takes out 2 people with his assault rifle. This gun does look incredibly familiar to me, but I can't quite put my finger on it, so once again, let me know in the comments if you recognize which rifle this is. It looks like something out of Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3, but hey, I could be entirely wrong. Next up here, we have our first look at zombies, and this appears to be teasing the return of Transit. It was leaked a while ago that Transit Remastered would be coming to this game. There's talk of it having the biggest zombies map in Call of Duty history, and we see the windmill there in the background, which reminds me a lot of the location farm from Transit, and then of course you see the headlights from the bus appearing behind the zombies, all but confirming that yes, this is going to be Transit and it's coming back within Black Ops 7. And ladies and gentlemen, there you guys have it. That's pretty much it for the teasers that were shown at the very end of this trailer. A bit underwhelming, honestly. They didn't really give us too much to work with here, considering how long we've had to wait for this trailer. I feel like the first few clips were solely campaign, then they showed off a little bit of Warzone, then like 1 clip of multiplayer, and then of course zombies there at the very end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. After all this time, they finally revealed Black Ops 7, and of course, this is only going to be the beginning. Right now, they kind of put this trailer out as a feeler to kind of see what fans are thinking, right? It'll likely be quite a while before they properly reveal multiplayer, Warzone, zombies, or maybe even DMZ. I'm hearing talks of DMZ being in the game as well. All that stuff is probably going to be revealed at a later date because they want to space out their marketing as much as possible. Now, based on the previous leaks, the multiplayer in particular seems like it's going to be incredibly divisive. massive. I mean, wall running and double jumping. If they decide to keep that in the game, it will certainly divide the entire community, and it will be interesting to see how Activision, Treyarch, and reportedly Raven Software are going to handle that, because according to Charlie Intel, Black Ops 7 is actually being co-developed by Treyarch and Raven Software, which honestly does make sense. I mean, for Treyarch to have to push out Black Ops 6, mind you, while they were making Black Ops 6, they were also handling the ranked play and a bunch of other stuff in the previous Modern Warfare games. Treyarch's always been spread pretty thin, right? So they had to put out Black Ops 6 and then have to rush out Black Ops 7 the very next year. That seemed like a pretty tall task. So having Raven Software help out with a lot of it certainly would take a lot of pressure off the developers, and I wonder if that's something that's really going to pay off, because if this game, which is essentially a sequel to Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 6, if this game is going to succeed, Black Ops 6 itself has to actually be better. You know, right now, Black Ops 6 is in one of the worst states Call of Duty has ever been in. It's really freaking bad, let alone Warzone, which is completely full of hackers and cheaters. The COD series, as it sits right now, is straight up down bad. So regardless of the Black Ops 2 nostalgia, this is still going to be essentially a sequel to the game right now that is currently flopping, and I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle that. Like, this game may have absolutely no hype behind it whatsoever when it does officially come out. I also think the release of this trailer is also really interesting because Splitgate 2 just came out. If you guys haven't been keeping up with it, Splitgate has been deliberately calling out Call of Duty on social media, making fun of the same old COD every single year, and their marketing campaign has been make FPS great again, which is honestly pretty funny. But you can't tell me that them dropping this trailer out of nowhere on a Sunday with no lead up and no hype right after the launch of Splitgate was not an intentional move by Activision. Just recently, Activision pushed out a free weekend event during the final weekend of X-Defiant, which was really freaking petty, but then Splitgate 2 comes out and they finally dropped the trailer for Black Ops 7 with absolutely no lead up to it whatsoever. Like, I understand that the FPS scene is a very competitive space, but it seems like Call of Duty is a bit more petty and a bit more worried than they have been in previous years, and I think that's really warranted. Again, Black Ops 6 is in one of the worst states Call of Duty has ever been in whatsoever, so if they want Black Ops 7 to succeed, they have to fix this game first, but they're not really working on that whatsoever. It's really crazy, man. It's interesting to see all this play out, and of course, I will be following this very closely as we go from this reveal trailer here to the multiplayer trailer to zombies to Warzone, all that stuff, so stay tuned to the channel. We'll be covering absolutely everything when it comes to Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7, because honestly, Activision, Treyarch, Raven Software, whoever they have working on this game anymore, they have a long road ahead of them when it comes to winning back community favor, and it's going to be really interesting to follow. But guys, that's it for this video here today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on the Black Ops 7 reveal trailer down there in the comments. Be sure to sub to the channel if you guys are new around here. Thank you all so much for listening and for your continued support of my channel, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.